I, yeah, it's like I'll share that and I explain that like there's like a few moves up that you want to short. First of
Hmm.
all, it's the move down. Then you see an SFP. Then you see a break structure, and then you see like a continuous breakdown, and you want to like short this. A
Hmm.
setup for this would be like short the lows here. Put your stops right before this, because we're trading like strength, right? It shouldn't even have like a bit of retrace because
Yeah.
what it usually does is it like makes a high, breaks the low, and if it's still like after a continuous move up, after an imbalance move up, if it like starts to hold the low, then it's likely that it has SFP the low into the FVG, right? So what it does is
Okay.
like
Okay, I got you. That
continues
makes
higher,
sense.
right? So
Yeah, because
that's why
I saw where you had posted if dang, it was like the good reversal versus the bad reversal. So
yeah,
basically, if it's choppy, it's good. If it just
yeah,
goes straight down, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, all right, that makes sense.
Yeah, so you've seen the like the this pattern, right? The good and bad
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
Yep.
this
Yep.
is very important as well. Okay, the second pattern I want to discuss. So I'll discuss like these two patterns that will clear the poor high and low concept as well. So the second pattern that you are discussing right now that it takes the high is usually this. It like forms a high and then
Hmm.
it forms a low. The low isn't like the low is very, let's just say this is a whole move up, and the low is usually not even like 20 or 30% of that candle, right? It's not
Yeah.
like it like came down to this place, right?
Hmm.
So like does a small retrace, it like pumps up, and then after that you see rejection here. First of all, the condition is obviously that you're in a previous short POI or you have swept a high before, right? So
Yeah.
that's the condition. So if you see like a rejection there, if you see even the slightest of rejection, I'll show you what like happens in PA, right? Let's just assume this is the we're this whole area is a 15 minute, right? And here is the 1 minute outlook of just this area. I'm just like going over the theory right now. So I think you will have a better grasp. So what happens is like we make a low and then we like start to go up. But what happens is you see like multiple candles getting rejected. It's usually like there's multiple wicks. All the buys here are being absorbed. So what you want to do is like you just want to go short here. Obviously, with the condition that you're in a higher time frame or even a lower time frame short POI, then you wanna go short on the rejections there. And then first of all, you wanna TP at the POI, which caused the bounce here, right? So you want to TP partials on the POI here. And then what you want to do is, so our entry is here on the rejection, our stops being here. Our TP partials is on the on the long POI that caused the move up. And then our full TP is obviously the full fill of the FHG, right?
Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Uh, so these are like the two setups that I frequently use, and this second one here is very common and it's very useful, and it's what I use most of the times, right? Um, like I'll show you it on some live examples as well,
Okay.
or maybe tag you if I'm gonna take something like this, because this is very crucial and it's something like I use a lot of the times, right? I
Yeah.
also have like a session recording from quite some few previous sessions, and I discussed in depth on what happened there. I'll send you the recording as well.
Okay. All right, that sounds good.
Uh, Also, the third move was the third move to short was just I think it was so we went over the one setup that sweeps the high, and what let's just go over why it sweeps the high here and why it doesn't like nukes here, right? So let's say it's the 5 minute here, and we'll zoom in on the 1 minute here. What's happening here is, let me remove here. So what usually happens around this PA is just like it comes to a low, it makes a low, and then it like suddenly goes up, and there's like no break of structures here, right? It's just slow trend up, and it's like most of the times It's something like I tell everybody to not to fade. When you see like a continuous move up with a quick recovery like this, uh, that is, if you see like a move like this, which is something like we consider as poor lows, I'll go over that as well. And then you see like a continuous move up, then you might want to fade on the slightest weakness. But if you see like a dense move down and then a quick retrace up like this, then you don't want to fade a slow grind into an even though it's like a short PY, right? It's always
Yeah.
a it's always an FVG around here that has caused the move down, right? So even though if it's in a short PY, you don't want to fade this, right? Because it's gonna likely sweep the high, then break first of the structural low, and then what you want to do is like go short here, and then put your stops probably at half or maybe a little above. So in case you don't get stopped by wick, then it's obviously gonna rotate to the long POI here. Uh, then even if you miss the short at the highs here, right? Let's just say you miss the short at the SFP, you still have the opportunity to short at this place here. And that's like just the weakness, right?
Yeah, okay. All right, that makes sense.
And these are like a few topic structures that I use a lot, right? So first of all, you see the one that does the SFP. You want to trade the SFP like this whole move here.
Yeah.
Let me take a screenshot of this probably. Yeah, and the second one is like you want to see rejections like this. I think we can like go over some example here. Um, there should be some example here. There was I did short like a trade as well because that maybe in GU probably see. Let's just assume no, it's not the best example for this. Probably this one here. This one here is could also be counted as a good example. Let's just sign it like this. Clear something out. Okay, so you see like a first of all you see like a short POI here.
Hmm.
Um, or maybe let's just take this into consideration. You should I don't think the high is broken yet. Yeah, the high isn't broken yet. And if you see like this is like a quick rejection. Usually I don't want to see this. I want to see like um
The
Wix
stall.
like yeah, price to stall. Yeah, even though this rejection is good, if it like let's just say you see this price section, if it does like it has retraced into the prior POI, right? But the highs not have been taken yet. If it like and it's graded an FVG, the rejection is like good enough for me to go short, right? Even if it bumps and it rejects right here,
Yeah.
it creates like momentum or a wick like this on the retrace up, and that's like a short for me down to the first POI. That's like just like this these lows, right? Because these lows may held and it could like probably if it comes here, it could probably bump up. So that's why I always TP partials when I'm scalping because the stops are like too close. And look
Yeah.
at this, yeah, we did not like get the reaction here, and this is something like I mentioned here as well. Wait, wait, yeah, so when you like create a move like this, I just mentioned like if you like just create a dense move like this after a low is broken and then like continue move like this is something I really want to avoid shorting, right? It's very bad to trade. It usually doesn't break down, or even if it does, like it starts to
Yeah.
hold, right? It's something I want to avoid. But overall, it's rejected here. It should like rotate to this POI here.
Also, as
Then
CT with
after
the
that,
DXY also.
yeah. Yeah, we can like see as well because DXY is like very important as well in just like positioning both Euro and GU, right?
Yeah.
Also, both GU and Euro are currently in short POIs, but it really depends on what DXY is doing, right? If you don't have like a basic outlook, it's like not even close to the low. If DXY was like, let me just say, if DXY was like hovering
Hmm.
around here, just a little bit above, or probably here, I would actually like just like go blind short on both of these, right? Because what would happen is like we're in a perfect short POI, and then just a little bit of reclaim would just like send it above to at least this POI, and that would like hit at least my TP on the partials, right?
Yeah.
But it's a little down. We could probably see if it's in a
Probably gonna take the lows in my opinion and go to the daily fair value. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's why it should have been like close to the lows at least just for us to like go max short on
Yeah.
these,
I
right?
believe next week we'll
So
probably
that's
get a good
why
short.
yeah. Next week like so your outlook on DXY is what take the lows right now here
Yeah, that's it.
or
And then go up to 108.
okay yeah, so we do something like this.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, well that would be great actually. Because we didn't break some I think I marked this high out.
Yeah.
No break of highs, then like there's continuous sweep and then a break structure. Yeah, that's like a very good setup here. Yeah, about that Riverside. About the poor highs and poor lows, yes. Right. So these are like two setups that I usually trade when I'm trying to look for tops and shorts, right? And I
Yeah.
think yeah, there's another setup. I could probably Um, just give me a second. If I could like look up on my notes.
No, I got you. I was actually gonna long euro because I had posted. Let's see.
I actually had like a POI on Euro as well. Wait, let me show you.
Yeah, I just posted on the
Yeah,
forex.
I wanted to long this, but it was a news event, right? The news like has so bad slippage, so I tried to like avoid that.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I didn't trade it either. I was honestly about to just swing it with a 15 minute and it put stops below all those lows.
Below these lows. Oh,
The
okay.
ones below. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, so the thing is like if you were to like go long here and then let's just say we because it happens like if there's a news event and the candle like comes here, then you would have been stopped like around here, and that's like it's so bad on the prop firms, right? If it was a good exchange or a real exchange, that you could probably stop around here. So that's why I try to like avoid news as much as I can, especially in props. They
Wait,
don't
so
like to
on the crypto fund trader, they have really bad slippage like that?
yeah.
On I use fund and engineering. It's not that bad. Usually I trade like I traded the FOMC the other day with a it wasn't a tight stop loss, but it was tight enough where I didn't get stopped. I don't know how I didn't get stopped actually. Now that you say that.
If it was, I think a funded engineer would obviously have better spreads
Yeah.
for forex, right? But CFD does like very bad in terms of these slippages, especially. That's why I try to avoid it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The second pattern that I was about to talk also this like this is a short that's working. I should have like we should have probably punted that, but it's okay. Again, there is another like an example that I wanted to mention, and I think probably you've seen it many times as well, or maybe not. It's something like specific to XAU. I'm not sure if you constantly trade XAU.
Not really, but I have seen a lot. I actually shorted it this morning. Let me see the short. Um, yeah, I shorted. I'm glad I got out though. Jesus. it's just chopping now.
This is like a very good setup on XAU that's especially great short. Let me just see. It's something like this. If you would see my screen,
Hmm.
it's something like a high is made. Let's just say a low is made as well, and a move is going up, and you're approaching like a short POI. What you want to do is like look for simply just look for like a price stall, and it's something like this, and it doesn't like last for like this long of period, right? It just like
Yeah,
finishes up in probably 10 or 15 minutes, and it starts to like break down. So what you want to do is like go short here, obviously put your invalidation on the better high, and then fully look for a full retrace. And it what it does, it if it doesn't break this high, the highs that is made by stalling, then it's gonna like fully retrace and move.
oh wow. Okay.
Uh, it's like very specific to XAU, and I trade this a lot. This is something
Yeah,
I wanted to mention as well. And if it does, like, let's assume if it makes wicks above, then it's no issue. But if it like starts to let's just say it starts to like do this, break down, make wicks, but then doesn't break down and starts to like hold the lows,
yeah,
then you gotta exit, right? So I want you to understand like your risk is so low. Your let's just say you went like 1 hour risk just at this place, but your invalidation is like about what? At 0.2 R, you already know, okay, it's gonna bump.
yeah.
So the invalidation and the TP level is, the RR is so great. That's why I always keep it in mind and trade it.
Okay.
The other setup that doesn't work usually when shorting these currency pairs is something I also want to talk about. It's like let's just assume another move down. We mark a low, we come back to the short POI, and then what we usually does is like it's something like everybody tries to short, but then eventually gets stopped. It's like a quick move up and then a move down. It's something similar to this. Uh, Let me just mark that out. It's like a quick move up, quick move down. What people do is like they go short on that, and then they try to like target the low. But what happens, it usually holds the lows, and then
Yeah,
it rotates up, and then it just like starts to take the stops. And if it's something like this like a dense move down, it doesn't break the low, and it like starts to like move up something like this, then it's something you really want to avoid. And it's something I avoid. It's everybody like takes stops here, and I don't know why people keep shorting this setup. That's why I want to talk about it as well.
yeah. Okay. All right, that's great.
There's actually something similar to this as well, and it's like in this case the lows breaks, right. Let's assume another move down. Price comes back higher to the FEG, but this time it's like a retrace, a pop up, a sweep of the highs, both like sweep the highs here. Uh, since it's like and I think like people short this because it's like a very quick reaction. So people are like, okay, we've like SFP'd into a higher time frame short PUI. We've SFP'd, we took the highs, but then they don't like manage to understand that there is no follow up, or it was simply a bait, and then they eventually get stopped out,
Okay.
right? So in this case, like there's two cases for this. First of all, it holds the lows, and then it simply just moves up, and it's something like this on the lower time frame. It looks something like this, like a quick move down, but it's like starts to stall here. Even though there's like a slight of a low that is to be broken, but it does is like it just barely touches it, and then it pops up, and then it gives like no reaction because the move here uh isn't broken down, the lows held, so that's why it's something I try to avoid, and then it obviously takes stops, right?
Okay.
So this is something also very specific to XAU, and it's something I've seen in GU as well. Wow, this short is actually doing good. Well,
I actually shorted it while you was talking to me. I got
that's
out,
great.
but I got a plus 1R, so $1,000.
Yeah, that's good as well.
So I made just today using your strategy. I made 3 grand.
That's very great to hear.
Yeah,
I
man.
think
Usually 3 grand is what I make in a week using Market Maker X model.
yeah. Well, it's great to hear actually.
And I'm not even good yet. If I
Yeah,
was
you
busting out trades like you, man, I'd be making 100 grand a day.
and yeah, and I hope you do.
I
But
hope,
making
man.
like yeah, but making like 10 grand, if you I don't know why people make it seem that it's impossible, but it's so how to explain it? This is very possible, and I do like every day, and still people sometimes people tell me that it's like impossible. What you do is just it's just pay and show, and it works in real time. I don't even have to prove to anybody about it.
Yeah, 100%, man. What do you risk? Like, what's your percentage? 25
My
point two five percent.
no, like I think I mentioned this in some so it's like let's say I'm gonna break even account. What I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna start risking from 0.3 to 0.7%, anything that varies between this. Because if I lose the first few trades, let's just say I'm on a very bad streak and I lose like 3 R, that's like so my 1% is within 0.05. Let's just say it's just 0.5 as average, right? So I'd
Mm-hmm.
be down like 1.5 bar percentage instead of 3 percentage, right? So I can like easily run up from break even. Because if you like
Yeah.
start the account from a loss, right away, then you obviously lose some mental aspect to run up accounts as well. That's why I try to like first go low risk on a break even account. Um, so if I get a drawdown, it's so low that I easily make it back, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. That
the
makes sense.
second is if I'm like in a drawdown, maybe let's just say I'm in a drawdown below. Let's just say if I'm trading like a funded account, because funded accounts have like a 10% drawdown, right? Let's just say I'm in a drawdown of 5%. What I would do is like even lower the risk to like 0.3 to confine it to 0.4 to 0.5 percentage, and then I'll try to like take more trades. So in case if I lose like let's just say another 3R. If I'm losing like three in a row, then I'm still losing what 0. That's like maybe 1.2 percentage as a whole, right? But if I keep losing so many trades, then obviously there's something wrong with me, right?
Yeah. Bro, I haven't ever seen you lose 3 trades in a
Yeah,
row. Honestly,
yeah,
I've only seen you lose one since I've been in the Discord.
yeah.
One
It's yeah,
trade.
and I try to like at least get back to break even at the end of the day. I don't
Yeah.
like
And usually you kill, like, dude, like your wins make up your losses by like 100%.
yeah.
But
Yeah, since the stops are invalidation is so tight, you've seen me, I don't take full L's, right? I manage before it does.
yeah, yeah.
And it's simply that's what my strategy is based on. Like it's like minimizing losses and then extending your TPs and risk when there's confluence.
Yeah.
And that's very helpful. It's simply like my goal for developing this strategy was simply that I could trade from anywhere in the world at any time, while I minimize my risk to the lowest and keep making money, right? Even if it's a
Yeah.
bad day.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I think yeah, and I think this strat alone solves that problem. And it's something like every trader wants to have as well, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Also, let's just say my account is up like 5%, right? If I'm on a win streak, and it's something also crazy as well. If I'm on a win streak, I keep winning it. It's like unexplainable, but you've seen me like if I keep winning, I'm gonna like take another W, and then
Yeah,
it's
dude, honestly, that's kind of how I am now. If I lose 3 trades in a row, I might as well just quit the day, if I'm being
yeah,
honest, because my ego is pretty much done for.
yeah,
My emotions are in. But if I keep winning, you know.
Yeah, and this logic goes against the random logic of the market, right? Because a quant like a good quant friend of mine told me that markets move on random relativity, right? You can't really predict anything. You can't really predict the future, right?
Yeah,
But since you're with your skills, you can like minimize your idea of being wrong, right? That's your whole strat. That's what your the price action trader strat is based on. While using your skills, you minimize your predictions to be less wrong than it was before.
yeah.
And since
So
yeah, and when you're winning, like you keep winning, it just like goes against the law of like random move. Like since if it was like random, then I after a few wins, I should like obviously take a loss, right? But
yeah,
I just keep
yeah,
winning at it. It's just the flow and momentum is it's very great to see like things like this work in the these markets, and it's what we're here for.
for sure, man, for sure. Um, could you go over possibly exo charts? Like just a brief overview to just get me started? Because I was kind of
Uh,
wanting to like back test a little bit.
you bought an extra chart sub
Yeah, yep, yep.
for like a month. How much did you get? Like, because I think it's like what, $80 right now.
Yeah, I
70.
paid 80 bucks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't like have it on my Mac right now. I have it on my computer.
Hmm.
I think we can go over that from next week. I'll have that ready as well.
Okay. All right, that sounds good. Yeah, because I was kind of just wanting to like mess with it, because I don't really trade crypto a lot, but and then you
But
see
again, yeah, if
Sierra.
you yeah, even though if you like don't trade crypto, if you just simply understood what and why price moves, that would
Yeah.
be very
Yep,
helpful.
exactly. And I mean, if I can get the hang of flow, I might actually start trading crypto because that's what I first started with. So,
You started with what, EXO?
nah, crypto. I
Okay,
was trading crypto before FX.
right. Again, also I wanted to mention like this if my account is up like 5% or more, my risk varies between 0.8 to 1.5%, and it's something 2%. If I'm like in a trade or maybe I keep adding on, I'm confident in that. That may be 2 to 2.5, but that's very rare cases, right?
Yeah.
So this is how like I personally manage my
Okay.
risks while taking trades.
Let's see.
About the pool, yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Um, so how do you trade continuation? That was another question of mine. So say if you get your entry and or actually let's say you don't get your entry, but you know you're short POI and you know you're long POI. How do you get a continuation entry? So
Um,
I know fair value gap enter, but usually when I enter on a fair value gap, it seems like
yeah, it's
I get stopped
usually,
out
yeah,
like that.
usually,
So,
let's just assume, yeah, this is not a trade I would take, but I'm giving for example, like, usually what happens is, let me just clear out some of that. Usually what happens with the continuation is, you see like a rejection from, so let's just say like this is, we are here in the middle of nowhere, right? We should be like TPing partials. Our entry should have been around here.
yeah,
Let's just say we're in the literal mid of the two POIs, the long POIs below, and the short POI had we've already missed a move, and we're literally in the bottom right, middle
yeah,
right. So what usually we do is like it's since price since the fundamental of price is just what move up and down, right? And when it's moving down, it's trending down, and when it's moving up, it's trending up, right? And that's literally just the fundamentals. On a price and a time chart, price moves both up and down, and when it moves down, it moves in a continuous trend down, and when it moves up, it moves in a continuous move up. So what you want to do is like simply just trade the trend, put your stops like at a high. Again, this is something not I would take because we're bouncing from a long POI, but it's so but you get my point. Like you mark out a continuation FVGs, right?
yeah.
Let's say something like this.
Euro looks like a short actually right now.
Euro.
Yeah.
Um, I think it held the high. If it rejects here, probably, but it held the lows here.
Yeah, they hold the lows. It's just the SMT is getting me with DXY.
Uh, we can like see that as well. But here, what I was saying, like, we take the entry rounds here. We put our stops, something like this. We put our stops, above these highs. We
Yeah.
take another entry here. We put our stops above these highs, and
Okay.
you play the continuation till either like your long POI hits, or just half midway you close it. Right. This is how usually you play continuation. And
Yeah.
continuation patterns rarely work on GPB and Euro. It works great on crypto, but it rarely works great on Euro because these are like stable pairs.
Oh,
You,
wow. Okay. So
they
yeah,
will,
actually I have noticed that. Crypto, you can play a lot of continuation.
yeah,
And
usually
I've
what
always wondered why I got stopped on
yeah,
Forex.
yeah, usually and that's why I avoid these setups on currency pairs, because currency ultimately is a stable pair, right? It will stop you out at some sort. These stops, tight stops in the mid of nowhere, they they don't offer the best strat here really. That's why I try to avoid them here and trade them on crypto. They work very well there.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
Euro's
again, like,
short.
and again, a dense move down and a quick move up, you don't want to short
Yeah.
that.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I think people here short.
Mando shorted. He posted in his other Discord.
Yeah, I should have like probably held my GU long. I literally had an entry here. Yeah, I don't know why I closed that.
I was wanting a long EU at the M15 fair value gap. I should have. I
Yeah.
should have just sent it.
Oh, here.
So on that long there, so the Euro long,
Which one?
the circle, how would you get in that one?
Here.
The one below it.
Here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. If there was no
Yeah.
news,
If
how would you get
there
into
was
that one?
no news here, I would obviously like, let's just say, you see this, price hold here.
Yeah,
I will literally, even if like chops around here, price stalls around here. I know this is like a good long POI. Our rotation is done. These lows are holding, and if these lows were to break, let's just say I was ultimately wrong, right? First of all, my entry and my stops would be here, obviously, and my TP would be, you see this gap here, this POI here.
yeah,
This would be my TP. And let's just say I was ultimately wrong, right? If I was ultimately wrong, I would like trade a continuation down to where I would trade it down to the full fill of this FVG, because it's simply, again, it's just rotations, right?
yeah,
And let's just say I was even wrong on that, right? I was even wrong on that. Let's just say I couldn't manage to get into the right position at the right time, and I missed it, right? I would also like get another trade if this low reclaims, and then it would just pop up to here. So there are three, even if I lose this one, I have two more ideas I can trade right away.
yeah. Okay.
So that's really what minimizes my loss all the time. Also, the meeting's about to end in less than a minute, but you understand, right? If I take an
Yeah.
annual validation, I already have two more setups ready to cover me.
Okay. I got you.
Also, I think meeting's about to end. You can like DM me your timings for Monday and
Okay. I mean, dude, I mean, I'm good with like, 10 to 11, 9 to 10, whatever works for you, really.
yeah, but this time around here is like great for me this one.
Okay. All right, man. Well, I guess it's about the end. I'll see you